퓨어, 스태츠, 제스트, 로그. 아프리카 TV 프레이업 스튜디오 라이브 2020 GSL 시즌 2 코드 S The Coming Storm.
Codis, the coming storm.
What? What?
That's what she says.
Oh. Well.
Pay attention, Artosis.
No, I can't do it.
Are you even casting StarCraft?
I'm just thinking about how disappointed I am in Cure still. I'm sorry.
It's another bad result, Artosis.
It's like if you're playing Impact and you're like, let me go Nexus first. It's like,
Will
wait
you
a minute,
ever
it's
go?
Impact, though. It's
I think they're
Zerg.
I think they're actually closed right now because of coronavirus in Korea. But have you ever been to the horse race tracks?
I haven't been, no.
We should go.
Yeah?
We should go bet. But
That's a good idea.
I'm gonna figure out which horse you think is gonna get, and I'm gonna not bet on that one and go to the opposite one.
Yeah.
And see if I can't make some money, Artosis.
Oh, I'm gonna make bank right there. Horse racing cases.
I've never been at a horse. I don't know if they're fun.
There's a giant horse racing track that was in my hometown when I was growing up. It just recently got sold last few years ago. So it's been close to me all my life tastes. I'm ready to outbet you on horses.
Really?
Yes.
All right, let's do it, man. Gotta wait for it to reopen. Gotta wait, make sure all the horses wear masks, you know, all that stuff. Put a little hand sanitizer on their hooves and
hoof sanitizer.
Hoof sanitizer.
Oh my God.
This should be an exciting match.
Yeah.
You know, Rogue, he's had some ups and downs the last year or two as well. Zest has. I actually find this hard to call. I think some people would lean towards Rogue, but let's see. Game 1 will be on Golden Wall. Very unusual map. Let's see what these players do. Our game is ready.
경기가 준비되었다. 한번 시작해 볼까? 라이즈 유얼 엣지 게이밍 제스트 주성우. 지네어 그래밍스 로그 이병렬.
Okay. So Zest, very different from Stats, as you know, I'm sure we all know if we've been following StarCraft a long time, but for the uninitiated, Zest has had a lot more success with timing attacks, with pushes. He's a dismantler as far as Protoss goes. He likes to come in there and go for the knees and then try to damage you early on. And he was a real innovator, especially in the early days of Legacy of the Void, the third main iteration of StarCraft 2. He was the guy that really mapped out how to use Adepts. Now, the Adept, historically, was a real game changer when it was added into StarCraft 2. There was never a unit in RTS that could move like this, where you could have a shaded version of it going one way, and the slower physical version of it going another way, and you could control where that thing ended up. And so everybody was getting their ass whooped when this unit came in here because people just never had to deal with this type of movement pattern. I mean,
it was very cool to see the original players that started doing well. Like, remember Drogo had that DreamHack win in Leipzig, where he was just, you know, Virgo the Sea Adept Printer. It's just
well, it was such a you know. There's been periods of like this in StarCraft. I mean, I think one of the earliest versions of this in RTS was actually the Shuttle and the Reaver. That was just such a game changer. People never had to deal with anything like that, where you had the symbiosis of two units together. I think
it's like man and a horse.
Stim with medics, right when Brood War came out,
was
another one that people just didn't know how to quite handle because the damage came out so fast. I'm trying to think of the units in StarCraft 2 that really
worked together like this.
That really I think that everybody suddenly had to struggle with really hard. Was there a StarCraft 2 unit in Wings that came out that was sort of
Medevacs and Marines? I don't know.
I guess in StarCraft 2 it was really the ability to control all your army at once. And because, you know, it was, even though you could do that in Warcraft 3, StarCraft 2 is much faster. Anyways, we've had periods in the game where a unit shows up and everybody has to wrap their head around it and figure it out. Now, I would say the Adept, although it is still strong and still absolutely necessary, has depreciated in value compared to where we started with it. I think people have become very good at handling shaded Adepts.
Yeah, people are definitely way better than they were. Like, let's not forget as well this current meta of Adepts just attacking Zerg like nonstop. This was Zest. Zest brought this to IM Katowice, got second place to Rogue, right? And he was the only person that beat Rogue in the tournament as well. He beat him actually in the group stage as well. But he like basically mastered this. He's the best at making strong builds. This is just like what he does. By the way, this is going to be an Adept all-in. He's going up to like 6 or 7 gates right now. But look, he's masterful at making this type of build, and we're seeing him do it right now against Rogue. Is it going to end up working, though? I feel like Adept builds should be just about at the end of their rope. You know,
Seems
people
like
got
it,
a
right?
lot of practice against them.
What we have to do to fix the Adept is to get them to have a Reaper jump too, and grenades. Now this is cool. A Nexus comes over here at the gold base. I assume this is going to be a booster for the Adept build overall.
Yeah, it's kind of interesting, like,
because I thought this was going to be a little 2-base push coming out
well,
here.
with the amount of gates he made, it's the only thing that really makes sense, but I guess this gives you a forward warp in location as well, and it looks like it's a greedy play in a certain way.
Yeah, it seems like this is an Adept snowball build where you're going to end up with gold minerals. You can keep making Adepts, you can keep pressuring, and maybe you find a crack here in the defense.
Yeah, maybe. Look at this, a Hydralisk then on the way, not necessarily what you're looking for. Finishes his Shade over here, goes after that Queen. Puts some heavy damage on.
I don't think that there's any way that Zest can commit with this attack over here. Oh, wow, okay. Oh, also freezing half the drones, how funny.
Oh, yeah, no, I hadn't even seen that.
Yeah.
That's really interesting. But more Adepts actually coming over and shading in.
And he actually fakes it out, canceling that. He's going to try to now gun down as many of these queens as possible.
Yeah, he's going to get him easily, too. Only links being made. There's no Roach Warren out. There's no Bailey Nest. Rogue is not going to be able to live through this. I don't think so.
Yeah, I don't think so.
Hydras are not what you want to play against this either. Like, he's making 4 Hydras right now because he doesn't have other options.
It just seems like the Hydras are going to be sniped as easily as some of these queens are.
Almost, yeah.
And the Lings, yeah, the Lings are just getting lower and lower in numbers here. Oh my God, almost survives. But now look, there's just too many drones. This is exactly what it looks like right before a game ends in an Adept timing attack, as the Adepts are continuing to roam everywhere they shade. They are king. GG. Zest takes game 1. Nicely done. He actually, again, he's
a very interesting build there.
Very cool.
It was well hidden, right? He only had the couple gases. He made it look like he was an expand in a lot of ways, and then he just rolled out with a billion Adepts.
How many probes did he actually have at the gold? Was the gold
0.
actually? Okay, there was none transferred there, right?
I don't believe there was any. His attack started before we never looked back.
Yeah.
But I doubt he sent any probes there.
So that was a really, considering that you have to invest some money in making the expansion, it's a really well disguised timing attack. Because, yeah, the gold base is never utilized. I thought that he was going to be mining from there and then keep trying to come in and hit, and the game would go on for 3 more minutes. And then eventually the Zerg would get toppled, but instead it came in there so sharply. Rogue, thinking he had to be reacting to a gold base, had droned up so that he could maybe take a gold of his own or expand towards the northeast. Completely and totally duped. Zest wins game 1 with deceptive play. What will happen on Everdream? Let's find out. Right now, Zest with a 1-0 lead versus Rogue.
경기가 준비되었다. 한번 시작해볼까? is your 엣지 게이밍 제스트 주성모.
Scott, oh, I'll make the joke later.
지네어 크루밍스 로그 이병렬.
So probe immediately sent across the map here. That'll bounce the second hatchery up to where the third base normally is. Now, I don't want to overread into this, but this can set up for some good pressure here. You know, a lot of times for Protoss is if they can change the rhythm and the location of the expansions for the Zerg early on, things get a little bit more, get to be a little bit more of a headache with connecting creep. Sometimes the drone distribution's a little bit more annoying as far as transferring stuff. This stuff has been very fine-tuned, by the way. In an uninterrupted StarCraft 2 game, Zerg growth rate, where the drones go. I mean, you could pretty much get it down to a science.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
I don't know if there's going to be further interruptions here, but maybe this will somehow lead into some kind of an attack. Or maybe it is simply Zest coming down here and just saying, all right, you're not doing anything weird, right? I just want to absolutely know for sure.
Well, you know, blocking, making him have the third base be his first one, this is always going to force drones to be over there, which makes harassment a lot easier, too. And it's good stuff. You know, before this picks up, I do want to mention, Zest is one of the 3 most influential Protoss of all time. And I think that he gets... I feel like he's disrespected in the same way as, like, SOS a lot, because he's up and down with his results. Like
SOS is not disrespected. How dare
No, there's a lot of people out there
Who?
that... Dude.
I'll fight him.
Yeah.
Meet me by the willow tree.
No, seriously.
Guy who's saying that after school.
By the willow tree. I love that. Look, I think that it's this weird thing. It's like the 3 Protoss that have really done more to shape the race than anyone else are MC, Rain, and Zest. 100%. There are so many builds. There are so many strategies, different strategic choices and things that have been brought on by Zest. He has done so much in that area. It's wild. Like, this Adept play, the 2 Stargate Phoenix, he single-handedly brought that build back. And the thing is, people are, what, original person that made this build Artosis is this person. And it's like, no, it's a different build when it comes out 2 years later with a different build order. Okay, it's completely different at that point, even though, yes, in the first week of the beta of StarCraft 2, people had made Phoenixes on 2 Stargate. Thank you very much, guy in the chat that doesn't know what he's talking about.
Where it's like, I was the one that revolutionized the game by making 2 of the same building and making the same units out of both of them.
No,
it really started with me.
Dude.
No one would know to make 2 of the same building and make the same units out of it if I hadn't changed the course of history.
A lot of people are
God
crazy in that way.
forbid no one goes back in time and kills my parents, or I wouldn't exist and everyone would still be making only 1 building and 1 unit out of it, and never 2 and 2 of the same.
Yeah. But, I mean, it's an impressive thing, I just want to say. Big respect to Zest for this. Now, comes in, going to do some harassment here, does the old queen lift and tries to kill. Yeah, not any
that was an ice skating competition. They fell on the ice. That was...
They broke through the ice and got eaten by a polar bear that was waiting underneath holding his breath.
That's right. A polar bear under the ice, Artosis?
Yeah.
No! He like can't breathe. It's like this cold mammal. It's like, oh, I'm underneath an ice skating rink.
He can hold his breath for a good amount of time, though.
You should have used a killer whale.
Yeah, they can hold their breath for a long time, too.
Yeah. Or maybe a kraken. Imagine that, a kraken under an ice skating rink.
I thought it was Kraken.
Is it Kraken?
Yeah. Kraken.
But you have that Artosis.
Do they wear a leather kraken? Tasteless.
But Artosis, you have that unusual Artosis accent that only shows up with certain words at certain times. Is it not a Kraken? It's a kraken?
No, you said it's a kraken. It's a Kraken.
Kraken.
Bacon, bacon. Oh, my. Okay, so third Nexus going up rather quickly here. It looks like it's going to be a Roach Queen push coming out of Rogue here. So he's going to be very, very, very aggressive. Guys, this is so hard to stop.
Yeah. the Queen's telegraphed that this is specific. Oh,
He
you're
missed it.
kidding me.
Oh my. Taking a third base.
Okay.
He might just straight die,
Now,
man.
seeing the roaches is not telegraphing the gravity of the rush. Oh, he doesn't see the roaches either.
Well, he saw some pop out, so he knows there's like some being made.
This is a jump scare build.
Jump scare?
Yeah.
What's that?
Jump scare is a technique they use in horror movies where they just try to have the killer pop out of a corner
Okay.
because it startles you.
Yeah.
It's generally considered to be not, it's effective but not as artistically scary as other ways to make a movie scary.
Yeah, yeah.
Kind of like
I know
the scene
exactly what
in
you mean.
Saw where that woman's head's going to be broken in half if she doesn't show how much she wants to live. Okay, here we are. Jump scare build.
He's in some trouble, that's for sure. All right, a good force field goes down.
Look at these adepts just being dropped in the middle of it. That's like when the Viking lands in the heart of the swarm cutscene against the Ultralisk. Oh my god, he lost the Oracle. All right, let's wrap it up. Game 3.
Zest trying to hold on right now. Does have a couple shield batteries finish. Maybe with an overcharge he can do something?
Artosis.
Oh.
I don't think he can.
No. Okay. Well, a quick win there by Rogue, punishing Zest for trying to play a little bit of a greedy macro build.
Yeah, when the Queens come with that attack, the transfuses give you enough momentum and sustain that you just end up flattening them. So we're not having any normal games so far. Stats spits after each game is done.
Stats does?
Yes. Stats is still waiting for, I don't know, a Colossus to be made, a Forge to go down and upgrade, a second Forge. Deathra.
All right.
It's Deathra, tasteless. Yeah.
No, it's one word. It's
Deathra. The next Godzilla villain.
Who wins this one?
Against Deathra? I don't know. Mothra?
They both lose.
They
Deathra
both lose.
moves on.
Jasper's Rogue Game 3. Let's go.
경기가 준비되었다. 한번 시작해 볼까? 라이즈 유얼 엣지 게이밍 제스트 주성우 지네어 크리밍스 로그 이병렬
Oh, there's the Forge that Stats was waiting for, but maybe not in the order he was looking
That's right,
for.
yeah. Stats pulling his hair out right now. Oh, no.
Oh, and he's going to do offensive hatchery? Oh, that makes
okay,
this
so this is going to be like these 1 in 1,000 games.
Yeah.
Well, it will be 1 in 1,000, but I think the hatch was just canceled. Now, I think Rogue thinks this is a fake.
Yeah, now he scouts the Forge, so it might be time to come down. Look at him not react.
Yeah.
He's just like, nah, bro, it's fine, dude.
Now, that means he has another alternative response to this. By the way, he does see that coming in there. Hatchery. He needs to get that down now, or he won't be able to make it.
Okay, so hold on. Like,
so what does Rogue know that we don't? Because Rogue is completely, like, not reacting to this.
well, SOS is his teammate, right? So I'm sure he knows a hell of a lot about cannon rushes,
Yeah.
but this looks like this is the least effort put into a cannon rush in the history of Earth.
Yeah.
It's and
Well,
the least
also
effort to stop it in the history
Yeah.
of Earth. Like, I don't even, like, either this is completely next level, or Parting and Print F right now are getting migraines watching it. Like,
So the hatch goes down at the 3rd. I think the general rule is you can't just cannon rush every hatch. There's diminishing returns.
Yeah,
The Zerga
yeah.
loses less money just canceling and moving, and you're
Yeah.
actually investing. Okay, I don't know, guys. I'll shut up.
well, once there gets to be cannons at every expansion, then you can't expand anymore.
You're going to
That's
have to muzzle me in this cast, Artosis. There's nothing I'm saying of value here.
it. This is such a strange game.
So he's going to cannon rush the hatchery in his main.
He makes it, yeah, like,
Is this where they both mask off Mission Impossible style and it's 2 SOSs in the game? We're like, oh.
I feel like it's a couple broken robots. Like, I'm not sure
Yeah,
what.
these seem like bad AIs.
Thing is, I guess that Rogue is fine. So here's my kind of take
I feel
on
like
it, right?
he has to be fine or he wouldn't be doing this.
Well, because of the shape of the main, your creep goes to the edge, so they can't really get cannons on high ground against you. So I guess he's like, okay, well, I'll just play this completely normal from here.
Okay.
All right, the Adept gonna chase down these Lings.
The hatch is denied. There are Lings being made here. Are there cannons actually next to the Nexus? I don't think there's even a pylon there, but
I'm
I'm
surprised he didn't pull probes to make sure that that hatch didn't get up.
That's what I was wondering as well, is why wouldn't you just absolutely confirm that this doesn't finish, because then you win the game.
Yeah, well, I'm not sure, Tasteless.
Okay, so the Queen's alive.
That's hilarious, too.
Now, that's going to be the only Queen in the main, but I think you could swarm that. What am I seeing?
You're seeing one of the stranger games.
So nothing else can be made. The larvae are shot down. The Queen dies.
The fact that he has a creep term in the main is so hilarious as well.
Is there any follow-up with the creep being available there?
No, I don't think so. But
Oh
maybe
my
he
God.
just dies now to Lings?
I don't know.
Like, he just has to make more cannons in his main. The Adept is here, so he sees that there's no Roach Horn or anything.
So this will be a record number of question marks in a cast by us ever.
What a bizarre game this has been. I think Rogue's complete non-reaction maybe confused Zest a little bit
but
here.
I think the probes just kill the Lings. There's enough probes. It's not like he's short on probes for one base. He's actually,
yeah, that's true. That's true.
He's fine.
That's a good point. But all his stuff is like unpowered everywhere. Rogue actually does have a base up.
Finally.
Look at this. He's got to make a gate. He can't even. I almost feel like I would bring probes down to fight those Lings and try to get a pylon up. I would not want to lose those buildings. But look, now more Lings come in, so that would have been bad. Oh my God.
So we're going to have some kind of tech here. I agree with the idea of the Oracle, but I don't think you can get that up because there's still Lings streamlining here. Basically, the natural expansion for Protoss is a ghost town. There's cannon tech available here, but there's not any way to get. He doesn't have any cannons actually over the Nexus, so he can't actually protect himself. So the Lings, I actually think Rogue wins this.
Yeah, totally. Zest is in a terrible spot here. GG. You know, do you remember the very first game they showed us of Alpha Star playing, where it was like, oh, that's so cool, that almost looks human.
Yeah.
That's what I feel like I was just watching there from Zest.
That game almost looked human there.
It was weird because, all right, a lot of times, if someone's actually going to cannon rush you, you pull drones, you do some fighting.
You usually have to do something very decisive. Now, we saw that Rogue knew to ignore it, but conversely, over in Zest's main, I think he could have killed the hatchery before it finished.
Well, you can kill the hatch 100%, like if you pull probes.
And I think if you kill that, I think you can win the game. The Queens, the Lings come out. I think that interrupted enough mining. You get another cannon.
It interrupts your economy to kill the hatch, but yeah.
He had a Zealot attacking.
He let it finish.
He had a Zealot attacking the Queen in his main. I think he had enough to actually block off the entrance at his natural and push the Lings away and maybe get a base up.
He almost had enough scouting going on that I would like to see a cannon there. But
10 years, we've never quite had a game like that.
It was a weird one.
I don't know if we'll ever see that again.
Well, I don't know.
We're going to go to the winner's match after this short break. Don't go away. I mean it. Don't go away. Cut to commercial.
You don't know what I'm feeling. Guess you got the best of this. Picking up the pieces.